go. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you're all waiting. It's another live broadcast brought to you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Cardinal Cowboy Show. How is everybody doing today? Believe it or not, we've got an old buddy of mine in the studio here. I'm gonna put him. My buddy Neil Shaw.
How you all doing?
Neil, how you, man?
Good. How you doing, bud?
So, I'm going to tell. I think we talked a little bit about this, and if I say anything you don't want me to say, Carter, shut up.
All right, we'll do.
You're allowed to do that.
We can do that.
I want to make sure you're close enough to the mic here.
Right.
The people are picking you up there and can hear you loud and clear. But I had some interwebs stuff.
Yep.
And it was you actually noticed Carter Retail.
Yes. Yep.
Which is my business partner's, my show host partner. His brother owns. They're all his last name's Carter.
Yes.
I think you and I talked about this afterwards. But so Judge, thank you, but for reconnecting me with my buddy Neil here. And then you sent me directly a message because it was on something you saw on my show, the Cardinal Cowboy Show,
yes.
And he had mentioned it. And with what you do, we could help you help Carter Retail. And I said that's not my business technically, but we do work together, kind of. I mean, he does the show. I'm the host for the show, so that worked out nicely. And then we got talking about business and how you doing and what's going on, and then got down to it. I'm like, well, Neil, I got a couple things. I want to put you on my show, but I also really want to help you with some strategies. You're a small business owner,
yes, sir.
And you're doing super successfully. Yep. Well, that's awesome.
Yes.
I'm like, yes, all right. And your product, your service is awesome. For something I was like, man, and I'll tell everybody my live example here in a minute where I go, oh, I could have used you like a week ago.
All right.
And then I'm like, now we got to get the word out for you. So everybody, this is Neil Shaw. He's the owner of PikUp PikUp on Demand. It's PikUp LLC. I even practiced that before the show, still messed it up. But that's all right. It takes 7 times to practice for you to remember anything. Right? But PikUp LLC, it's PIKUP, and then Limited Liability Corporation was what LLC stands for, of course. But PikUp on Demand is really what he's known for. And by now, he's really got this thing going. So we want to help spread the word about cool, innovative ideas. And this is something that really got to me early on. So, Neil, if you would, I'm going to put camera number 3 on you.
All right.
Tell everybody a little bit about your business here.
All right. Well, PikUp LLC, PikUp on Demand. It gives you the opportunity when you purchase something to get it that day. So if you buy a couch, washer and dryer, anything really, just give us a call and we'll pick it up that day and deliver it for you, or whenever it's convenient for you. I know a lot of people, when you buy something, you want it right away. I know I don't like waiting for delivery, and I know that it's huge with a lot of people. But yeah, that's what I do, and it's I hope to have an app out soon. It'd be sort of like an Uber app, but pickup truck on demand, so to be at your fingertips, and just schedule it and go.
Well, pretty cool stuff. Like I said, I always get excited about business, creative ideas, entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
You'd worked for a few years, I don't know how long, for another company, working for the man, they say, right?
Working for the man.
That's a known phrase, and nobody really wants to do that.
Nobody wants to do that.
Right? But they like to create their own company. But starting your own company is difficult. It's a lot of work.
Man, there's been a lot of pain. So thank God for my brother. He helped me out a lot. So that was good. That's Dan Shaw. But he was a huge help in getting it going. I mean, he was there for me, and so. But yeah, a lot of stuff happened in between. And at one point, I wanted to stop doing it, but I just couldn't give up on it. I couldn't go back to working for the man. That's for sure.
Right.
So that's always no fun.
Well, yeah. So tell everybody a little bit about how this transpired. I mean, I can tell you, and I'll give you a quick tidbit for everybody that kind of was like, oh my gosh, there's somebody out here that does this. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking at our studio here, this beautiful table, I'm going to push out the Cardinal Cowboy. There we put that right in between the graphic. But that's a hard coat. It's sitting right in the middle of this glass table. Pretty nice looking table, right?
Yep, yeah, very
We
nice
got
table.
this, like I said, we got people that support the show, and they said, we're going to get you this table. This is the judge. And I said, I picked one out on one of our guests, and a famous St. Louis-based owner and company, Carroll House Furniture. And I said, Brooke, we're going to get a nice looking table, but I got to have it by 3 o'clock today.
Yep.
Right? How often is that the case where I need a nice something, but I've got to have it by 3 o'clock today? And I knew at that point they weren't going to be able to deliver
Right,
it
right.
during that time frame. Usually same day, if things are rushed and it can get there, and I know that's possible. It's not likely. Typically, it's 3 days later,
3
5
days,
days
a
later,
week later,
a week later.
yeah.
But we had a special guest on that day that the judge wanted to have this table in place because this table makes us look a little more legit with regard to. I mean, it's a shiny glasses.
Oh yeah, it's a nice table.
This is glass. These chairs, and I said, "Well, Judge, good thing you got a truck.
Right.
Good thing you got a truck. I don't have a truck. I've owned a truck, an SUV in the past, but a lot of people don't.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're going, man, I want this thing today.
Yeah.
Man, I wish there was a service out there that would do this for me. This literally was like a week and a half ago.
Yep.
And I knew the issue. And I'm like, we're just got to make it work. And the judge carried up the stuff. I had a meeting. I let him into my house remotely. He carried up to our studio the table and the chairs, and he had to go to another meeting. And I came back and assembled it. But the whole thing would have fallen apart if he didn't have a truck.
Yep.
If you don't have something that you can deliver on the spot.
Yeah.
Pick up on demand. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen.
We do it for you.
This is what you're looking for. This guy came up with a solution. Neil, my buddy. Neil and I played football together. And so I was the kicker.
Yep.
I don't know if that
The
counts.
kicker.
Does that?
Hey,
You can
it comes. Kickers are valuable.
give them all the grief about kickers because a lot of teams at that level, I mean, it was men's, semi-pro men's, minor league football. Like kicking was not a priority, but, but it could be important.
Oh, very important.
The offensive line, the defensive line, the wide receivers, the tackle, the quarterback.
Yep.
But if you had a kicker, man, you guys
You
must
were
have
golden.
you must have been legit.
Yes,
you had
yes.
a real
If
team.
if you had a kicker, then you knew. Like, oh, they got a kicker. All right.
They must be good.
They're legit. They know what's going on.
And then if you had a kicker that actually could kick 50-yard field goals,
Right.
got footage
guy.
we'll show you. And so yeah, and that was fun for me. But that's where you and I, and that's where I talk to a lot of people about the fact that there's a lot of people, a lot of connections made that I wonder how many people would I not know
All right.
that I
if it wasn't
know
for
now
football?
if it wasn't
Oh, yeah.
for football,
Yeah.
it wasn't for baseball, it wasn't
Yeah.
for soccer. And everybody's like, education, education. My mom's a teacher. Love you, Mom. English, loved English.
Yeah.
Drama, because she's just an extracurricular with drama. But I didn't meet all my friends in the classroom.
Right.
Most of my friends I met on the
On
field.
the field, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and you get that bond with those people. I mean, it's like a family away from your family. They become your family. So it's just definitely a special type of bond you get with the guys in the locker room. So
That's true, man. I love what we did there. We won a couple championships,
Yep.
got the rings.
Yep.
I've got multiple rings, ladies and gentlemen. I could wear all, if I wore all my rings, I'd have to cover up my toes and my ankles and my ears. But Neil was on, how many teams were we on together where we won championships?
probably 2 or 3.
2 or 3.
Yep.
Cyclones, Wildcats.
And then was it the Cyclones twice?
Cyclones twice, Wildcats.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool. My first 53-yarder was Cyclones up in Vandalia.
Vandalia.
Were you there for
Illinois? Yeah.
Missouri?
Yeah.
Were you there for
yeah,
that?
Vandalia, Missouri. Yeah.
Were you there for
Yep,
that?
I was there for that.
Okay. Did you see that kick?
Mhm.
You saw that
Yeah.
one? Witness, ladies and gentlemen. I have a witness. You saw the 53. I kicked it out of like 8-inch grass. Too.
Yeah. Oh, that field was horrible. Some of the fields we played on were horrible. So,
But I loved it.
but
And
we
so-
did it.
Yeah, and that's where you really, like you said, talk about the bond you got there. I want to go back into, like I said, what I'm really excited about, what you've come up with here, is a huge, awesome solution for people. I'm like, there's got to be somebody. I guess there are some of your. Who are your competitors? Are there any real competitors for what you do?
Not really. Not anywhere around here. I mean, there are some competitors out there, but they don't offer the same day, and they charge a ridiculous amount. My starting fee is $80 within a 20-mile radius, I believe, and that's a decent price when you pay an average delivery fee of anywhere from $80 to $100 anyway. So if you could have it right when you buy it, why not? I mean, it's as easy as just when you go in and buy it, and you tell them, "Hey, pickup will be here," and to pick it up.
Well, awesome stuff. And like I say, keep talking while everybody's when I put the camera on Neil, that's so that I can start sharing. If people ever catch me on camera, we've got multiple cameras in the studio here, and one we can put on. Right now, I'm the best looking guy on camera
Yeah.
because I'm the only guy on the camera. So.
Yeah, well, that's true.
That's how I did that, Neil. And then we got both of us. Now you got to compete. I'm not sure it's going to
Yeah.
be. I'm
It's
not
gonna be
married.
tough.
He's married.
I am
so
married.
Technically, I've been dating a gal for a long time, so that doesn't. Brad Pitt. Who do they say you look like?
I don't know.
Vin Diesel a little bit.
Vin Diesel, you think, with
Yeah.
the bald head?
You got the.
I don't know.
But you're also like way bigger
You
than
got
Diesel.
big shoulders.
Yeah, you're big.
Yeah.
This is the guy that was protecting the life of the kicker. By the way, I just like my dad made a joke. Not to get too back into the football discussion, but some of my dad's friends didn't. We'd go to Kansas City, and when friends in Kansas City,
Oh, yeah.
my parents would come watch me periodically because they had friends over there. And so one of my dad's friends came down to watch the game, and they see me walk on the field like one every 20 plays.
Right.
one out of every 15 plays, and I come off, and like if anybody got near me, flags and whistles and all kinds of stuff. I was like, does Carter like have an executive position here with the football team? If anybody touches him,
you're protected.
It's a penalty. But whereas you guys on the line, you're going there and there's. What's it like being a line guy? I don't know.
Oh man, it's hard. I mean, you are in the trenches, banging your head all the time. I miss it though. I miss the aggression of it. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I guess if you're not on the line, I know Chuck
Henry, yeah.
Chuck Henry knows what it's like down there. So, but yeah, I mean, we had a blast with it, and Dion was down there with me. So
sure,
it's just a bond you get, and yeah, being in the trenches is nothing like it, especially when you break through and get that sack or tackle or anything. So
right,
yeah,
and that's where we get back into the sports. Really helps, I think, business people be successful.
Oh yeah,
to understand there's a whole lot of work that goes in there. Sometimes for almost no reward, but at the end, if you win,
right.
And you got to stick to
so good, and that's how business is. I mean, you just got to keep going along and keep going. I mean, you're going to lose, and then you're going to lose, but then you're going to hit that one where you win, and then you win a little bit more. So it makes it all worth it.
So talk about that real quick. What was it like being part of some championship teams, and how does that tie into business?
I think work ethic ties that in because I mean you're at practice, you show up to practice. A lot of guys show up, or some guys show up to practice, and it just creates a different mindset for you. It makes you, and then you experience losing, and you don't like losing, so you do something and you try harder. Just like business, if you fail, you figure out what you did wrong and you fix it and you move on and don't dwell on it and just keep going. So, and then that's what makes successful players and successful businesses.
Well, and that's the essence to it. I think a lot of people don't realize how difficult business is. Those of us who've worked both sides, and you've done owning your own company and
well, I was an operations manager
okay.
for a couple of different companies. I've been a production manager, and really, I thought going into business that I would be, set up and I got this. It'll all be just like what I did, and nothing sets you up for running your own business. There's a lot of decisions you make. A lot of things go into everything. I mean, you got taxes, you got all sorts of stuff that you don't think about, and problems arise, and you just don't know how to handle every situation. You think you do, but you don't until it hits you. So
yeah, well, and back to, I mean, ultimately, like I said, I realize a lot of people. Excuse me. How did you get into Anheuser-Busch, Carter? Cardinal Cowboy? How did you possibly? Everybody used to want to be employed by Anheuser-Busch. Right. I'm like, well, I lied to him. No, I mean, but I sat in the interview and I said I can do that.
Yeah.
I didn't say I could do it masterfully, but I said I can do that. Microsoft Outlook, I was familiar with. Not largely, but enough to where I was, and I figured it out real fast. I got a tip from a guy when I was an intern at Channel 2. He says, I got an interview. They asked me if I could do this. I wasn't sure what he was talking about, but I said, I'll figure it out. And I told him, yeah, I can do that. Yep. And he learned real quick how to switch a board and do all this stuff.
And sometimes that's the best way to do it.
And so I didn't lie to them. They said, Outlook. I'm like, it's on my resume, right? Because Microsoft Outlook installs automatically, depending on what version you got, a Microsoft Office. I learned how to use Outlook real fast.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was just a contacts manager. It was an email client back in the day. But within a year and a half, I was building the corporate email servers for Anheuser-Busch, moving up from answering phones, doing support, and doing what they called the operations department. Still, though, wondering what it would be like to be out there on my own.
Right.
I was given the opportunity to work for myself when InBev came in and said, everybody gone.
Yeah.
And they cut out. And the numbers are crazy. It was like 1,400 of the 2,200 techie people back then. And so we were out in the real world doing. Tell us a little bit about your path and how you got to starting your own company and what you did. And
I don't know. I've always wanted to have my own company. So I don't know. I was working for a company and I was doing Uber for extra money and something to do. And my brother actually called me when I was in the middle of doing an Uber ride, and he asked me if I could pick something up for him. I don't remember what it was, but and that just gave me the idea of the whole delivery on demand thing. And then as I continued to grow, I just got different accounts through stores, mattress store, furniture stores, for just their route deliveries, and that helped grow the company as well. And I get a lot of return customers from these companies that I deliver for, and a lot of them had me go pick up a chair from their dad's house or their house and deliver it to their dad, or just pretty much anything. I do junk removal now. I just started doing those, so that's good. And yeah.
So it was really just a matter of you said, "I've got an idea," and were you were working for somebody else at the time, full time, and then Uber on the side?
And I had no clue on what deliveries. I never delivered anything. I hate moving.
There's delivery
I hate moving.
right.
And there's delivery companies out there, but I just thought of the idea and said, why the hell not? I mean, it can work. So that's what I did. I just went with it.
And so you just one day walked into your boss and you're like, "Boss, got some news for you.
Yep,
I'm starting
I'm out.
I'm starting a company." Now, did you come up with it and start doing a little bit on the side and replacing the Uber?
No.
Or were you just said, "I'm going for this"?
I'm just all in.
Wow.
I just go all in.
And you got a little sample because you'd done like a couple deliveries.
Right.
And you did the math a little bit in your head, or how did that work out?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, my first account I went into, I bid it really low, and that was a lesson learned.
Sure.
I bid it at like $45 or $50 a delivery, and they were like, "Sure, okay, why not? Let's do it." And it just, there's no way you can operate it that low. But so I learned, and it was. To start off, it was me, a truck, and a dolly, and I was delivering washer dryers, fridges, you name it, by myself. And then I just slowly grew and got one employee, and then got a couple employees, and then COVID hit, so that slowed us down quite a bit. But now we're starting to pick back up, and people are getting back out there and doing business. So,
well, I mean, that's the quintessential story that I like people to hear about. I mean, it wasn't just like I got this planned out. I've been spending years,
there was no plan.
And it was
no
it's like, man, I see something and I'm going for
right,
it.
You're right.
That's amazing.
I mean, well, you hear so many people that talk about, oh, I wish I would have done that, and just live with no regret. And if you want to try something, go for it. I mean, that's what you should do.
Did you feel like at the time you were at your current job that you were like, I can work this in part time, or I can definitely come back to these guys?
There was a point where I was at work and I came up with the idea, and you couldn't balance the two, because I mean, if you're starting an on-demand delivery company and people are calling you and you can't do it, so I mean, it's just a choice that I made, and I'm glad I made it. But when you offer on-demand, people expect it to be on demand. So and that was huge. I was turning away business, so and I was just like, you know what, I just got to go with it. I just got to do it and go. So.
Well, amazing story. Like I say, that's really cool. Well, we're going to get into as we can proceed with our show here a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, I'm sitting here behind the scenes sharing this thing out. We got a bunch of viewers now, but one of the tactics that we use is to help people understand how to use these interwebs.
Good old interweb.
The interweb.
I can't stand the interweb.
This internet stuff, and that's for a lot of people. They don't need to know how to master it. They just need some of the resources, and have some of these resources put in place. Are any of my bosses listening? And so. The truth is, this stuff works. Mm-hmm. It works for Amazon. It works for Best Buy. Right. It works for Walmart. It works for Target. It works for all the big guys. We can get into a COVID discussion there, but we'll stay away from that.
Yeah, right? We'll stay away from
How did they get this? What COVID didn't spread at Walmart, Target, Best Buy.
No, that's crazy.
It only spread at the small businesses, so that's why they had to shut down.
Right.
Different discussion. A little humor, a little candor there, but something to think about. And so bottom line is, and along those lines, that's where people get into these conspiracy theories. But this is all, I want to get in that discussion right now. But bottom line is the small businesses, they need access to the tools that the internet, if anything else, has leveled the playing ground. Mm-hmm. It used to be, if you were going to advertise, if you were going to do something to put your business out there, you needed television, you needed radio, you needed print, or at a minimum, you needed the yellow pages.
Yeah, the yellow.
The big. My company, that's part of what they do, but they realized too that this stuff was all going to this digital marketing thing called the interwebs. Al Gore invented that, I think, but not really. My master's thesis, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, at Webster University, after I went to SLU, after my coma, which I wasn't supposed to survive, was all about how the internet was going to change the world. This is back in 1995, and then I wrote this thing, said the internet. It was, and lucky guess, right?
Right.
Some people thought it wasn't going to make it. Some people, this thing's a fad, it won't catch on. I'm like, no, when you can give this kind of information. So the bottom line is the internet has leveled the ground now. Now you don't need to buy a bunch of advertising on television. Yep. Not to say that television advertising doesn't work, but if you are a smaller business nowadays, you can start with, and you're a great example, start with a Facebook page only, right?
Yep, and that's what
tell everybody about that a little bit.
And that's just what I've been using right now, and then a lot of referrals, or a lot of referrals and return customers. So I know what the company has potential for, and I need to go there. I need to have a website, and I think that would help grow the company quite well. So,
well, and that's the essence to this. What we want to talk about today. ladies and gentlemen. And I'm, like I said, multitasking here. Some people have watched me do this. Oops, I hit my mic, so that's going to make a loud noise for everybody. But some people have been in the show and speak freely, and nobody's got to. I'm the kicker, right? Nobody cared what I thought anyway.
Right.
But
just kick it.
But just don't miss.
Make it. Yeah, make
you
it.
miss, we kill you. You make it, we'll let you stay on the team. Not quite, but it's kind of funny. But putting on a production like something like we're doing right now, we've got 4 mics, 3 cameras. How many monitors over there? 3 over there, 9 behind us.
9.
And this is like a fairly extravagant setup, a mixer and a switcher for the video cameras. And all of this is being managed by one person while I interview and ask questions. At the same time, we got these kind of cassette, you got switch, and there's little fast shortcut keys that we're working on those. But at the same time, we're putting it out on social media. So that's what I'm trying to do behind the scenes. If you see the camera on me, and you see me looking down at my phone, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to my guest. We're trying to share it. But the point is, we can get this interweb thing out there.
Yep.
And I know that if somebody sees this for an average of 15 seconds,
Yep.
You and I were looking at my stats prior to this. I can look them up again. It was
83,000.
83,000 in the last, I think that was the last 28 days.
Yep.
Of views.
Yep.
And the views are short sometimes, but it's that name. That's why it's important. People understand. It's cool to do live streaming now, but if you want to live stream to the next level, this is where we're doing a lot more live streaming. I've set it up to where I can use a computer, and I'm waiting for the guys that can do this. I've been searching for apps that can allow you to put titles across the screen, because right now, if you just pop up that subject you type on your title for the post, that's the most critical piece.
Yep.
Because that's all a lot of people are going to pay attention to. And if it's not something shocking or exciting or thrilling, then they likely scroll on to the next. They do get a preview of the video. And if the video doesn't have something up there that looks compelling, or at least looks like, wait, they got titles and graphics?
Yeah. Need something to catch your eye.
You've got to get, and you've got a split second to get somebody's attention. And that's what we're trying to help everybody get here. So now we put together these live streams, and I have to look at the stats. We did one earlier today at Joey B's, and ended up getting 4,000 or 5,000 people in one little stream, and it'll be more than that by the time it's all said and done. And then I zoomed back here. I said, Neil, I'm a few minutes behind. I tried to time everything perfectly. I got here 5 minutes late, 4 minutes than what I originally told you. But I could communicate with you, and I sent you a text because it'd be too hard to call. I think I ended up calling at one point.
Yeah. When we were outside.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm pulling up, but
you were in front of me.
and so at the studio, but this internet thing literally gives people the access, and if you just got to do a little bit extra to set yourself apart from the rest, and that's what I think you're doing, obviously as a business owner.
Yep.
And now people are going, regular guys, they're all doing this delivery, but it takes 3, 4, 5 days. I don't want 3 or 4, 5 people. How much is it? Can you tell? It's a matter of. I thought maybe when you told me you were doing this, you were like, I partnered up with Jeff Bezos.
Nope.
Because Bezos is known for telling people, if you want to have a business that will succeed at this point, I can let you, I will make sure you have business because the delivery thing is going to be where it's at. Is that what you've kind of keyed in on, or just figured that on your own?
I just figured it out on my own. Yeah. I mean, I didn't, like I said, I had no clue anything about the delivery industry, and I just sort of went with it. And I'm still learning stuff about the delivery industry, so it's definitely been a fun ride. And my wife Jen, she's been a big help too. So she puts up with me, especially here when I put in long hours or something like that. But I haven't had to do that during the COVID, so that's good.
Well, and that's where we end up with a lot of times with how to respond to the things that are going out there. We have somebody apparently at our studio trying to get in. Not sure who it is. I could turn on one of my cameras to look at it. I just I did a remote open for that. I'm not. Hopefully, it's not somebody that's coming in with anything we don't want.
We'll be surprised, I guess.
We're in a safe part of it. I got Neil with me here, so I'm safe.
We'll take care of him.
I'm safe, I think. All right, good stuff. So let's share a little bit more about how. Okay, so you started off with a Facebook page. Now you've got 10 drivers, right?
Yep.
I'm going to put the camera on you, and
all right, good deal.
And they apparently what's going on there. You talk for just a minute about how you got started in Facebook and all that.
Got started on Facebook. Just
and how you built up to that many.
Well, before COVID hit, of course, we had a lot of drivers. We landed an account up in Rockford, Illinois, so that was good, and that allowed us to hire 6 people. We were running 2 trucks. But yeah, so that's what we were doing out here. I'm hoping to add on 2 or 3 more trucks at the end of May, so that'll be good for business. Other than that, not much. Oh shit. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm
But yeah, I hope to add more drivers now. Probably, hopefully at the end of May. Yeah, that'll be good for the company. But yeah, end of May, I'm hoping to grow more and get 3 or 4 more trucks going. So that'll be good.
Well, and I just hit the wrong button on there too, so some people are seeing a screen of the wall there. But sorry for the break there, ladies and gentlemen. An urgent message from somebody important downstairs, and we appreciate everybody tuning in for that, or staying tuned for during that. Hit the wrong button. Everybody was looking; they can still hear you though, so that was good. Thank you. And it's when you're doing live shows and you're doing them by as the main production and whatever by yourself, still kept our audience. That's cool. So I'm out of breath running up and down here, and we took care of a couple fun stuff, but. So yeah, Facebook, easy way to get started. Now you've built it up to 10 employees that are delivery guys working for you. Nothing but up from now, right?
Right. And like I said, I want to add more trucks at the end of May, and hopefully a couple deals come through where we can. Just landed another deal with a mattress company out in High Ridge, so we got their deliveries. And really, the route deliveries are fun and all, but it gives you that security of okay, I'll have money coming in. But yeah, I really want to get focused on the on-demand and get that app out there. So,
well, that's what I think is going to make a lot of difference for a lot of people. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll jump in a little bit here, and allow me to collect myself here. And you heard a guy knock it. I was like, "What's going on here?"
You really wanted it.
So, and I even opened it, but apparently, there's another little. I won't even speak to what's going on. But I have a friend who needed some help, and I'm like, "Oh, apparently they need more help." But anyway, maybe who knows what it is? I have no idea what it is. So, the bottom line is running a business, starting a business, you got to do some core key stuff, and the interwebs are really what make those things happen these days, and Facebook the number one way to do it. So you and I were talking. You'd seen the connection was made with Carter Retail, which was, like I said, the judge.
Yeah, I put your first name with the Carter Retail. I was like, okay, that's got to be his.
He's everywhere, and you were close.
He's advertising for it, but hey, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah, and so and I said, well, I appreciate that, but I'll tell you who it is, and I'd love for you, and I connected with them, and then we started talking, and I realized, and I'm like, I put it together finally later, and I'm like, football, Cyclones, Wildcats, Neil, you were the big guys that are protecting me, and so, and then I said, I've got somebody else probably would be an even better connection for you, and I'll say it out loud because he's a buddy of mine. But Brooke Dubman owns Carroll House Furniture.
Yep.
I said, would that be a good connection for you?
Yep.
And I literally didn't do this on purpose to try to lead you. I was just a matter of, but wait a minute, do you have a website? And I think we might have even talked about it before.
Yep.
But you've been doing a business, and a lot of smaller businesses get started, and they don't have a website. They don't have a website to start.
I mean, I'm not a tech guy, so a website to me is like I don't even want to sit down and even put it together.
Right.
And especially if it's going to be jankety. I mean, I don't want that. I mean,
yeah, it's better to not have one.
Right. They're like, what is this? Some 2-year-old do this? I'm like, no, that's me.
That's
interweb.
I wanted to save some money, and then I cost myself a bunch of clients in the process by having a website that didn't look so good. And that happens periodically, too. We show those to people who are like, would you buy from, they don't see what it is, and it's some kid, and whatever. But these days, you got to have a website if you want to go to that next level.
Yep. Well, yeah, and I've been asked so many times if I had a website, and I'm like, no. I don't have a website. And they're like, oh. I'm like, you can get on Facebook. But, I mean, how far does Facebook really take you? So,
sure.
Definitely need a website.
Okay. And so then the discussion went to pretty quickly and I was like, I'll call my buddy Brooke, right now, send him a text and say, hey, man, I personally experienced this, Brooke, because I needed that table, but I did not even ask them. I didn't even ask. Brooke would have said, well, we can get you to deliver, and I think I'd even told him before, I said, I'm just coming up there with a truck because I know you're not going to be able to get it.
Right.
And they had trucks sitting out there, but then they got to go coordinate
and
whatever.
I mean,
and I'm like,
those trucks, it costs a lot of money to run a truck, and so for them just to do one delivery out here, they're off of 364 Page somewhere up there.
Yeah, it's up at Lindbergh and Page.
Yeah, I mean for them to get 2 guys in that big truck to come out here, I mean it costs them money. So I mean, they got to do something that's plausible for them. So
Sure. And so when I didn't even, I think I told him, so we're just going to organize this because I know same day is just not the thing.
Right.
But we had a truck. But had we not, we'd have been doing another show. Yep. And the judge wanted very particularly to have for this show was the the general manager of Quintessential, which I know the general manager personally. So we coordinated that show, and it's an emerging topic because we're all talking about the COVID and all the stuff that's going on there and how companies and businesses are starting to reopen because the sanctions are being lifted a little bit. Yep. Sanctions, limitate, whatever you want to call them. And he said, well, let's have this great looking table. So I even had one kind of picked out, and then we got there and I found another one, and he came up a few minutes after I got there, and we didn't spend much time. We're like, these, and those chairs. Yep. Do it. And I'm like, all right, now you don't deliver them because I got an appointment. And he took them, picked them up, brought them up here, set them out. I think we talked about that for those who tuned in earlier. But had there not, and we didn't have a truck, we were SOL.
Yeah, you wouldn't have been able to do it.
Stuck out of luck is I think what that
stuck out of luck.
Stuck out of luck is what SOL stands for, I think. But so now I'm like, man, and when you told me this, I'm like, oh, somebody. I'm like,
right.
I didn't even.
You would have had it.
In the past, I might have been like, I'm gonna go start that myself, but anyway, you already have this in place, and I go, man, I'm gonna. And then I got to the conversation. I go, I'm gonna hook you up with Brooke Dubman, and he'll tell you who to talk to inside his company. But they've got 2 big locations, and their warehouse is huge. I hadn't seen. I'd been there a couple times, in the place in Valley Park. I grew up in Fenton, and then I looked inside this place. I'm like, holy cow! They must deliver like 24/7 if they're going to try to move all this stuff. And so, but that's short term. So I said, but then I go, website. No, don't have one. I said, tell you what. And part of what my company offers is it's just. There's this why I'll be honest, everybody wants to listen. I had my own company for 7 years. I lost a huge account. Everybody knows who they are in St. Louis because they were going to do it internally. I can't blame them for trying, etc. I won't get into details on that, but whatever. We're still buddies. And then I said, somebody runs into me and says, hey, man, we're finally doing I'm on a cutting edge kind of guy. I've learned to be the best. You always have to be improving, always have to be training, always have to be practicing, always have to be working on things to be the best.
You have to, yeah.
And that's just the way you always become the best, psychologically, physically, and work ethic and technology and all that, especially these days. And so I said, all right, I've got assembled all these separate companies with all these separate components, and they all are needed to help produce and follow up and tag and text and email and remind and post, and all these things are built into separate things. And I assemble them for my clients, and we put them together and we do all this work. But he goes, man, why don't you just come work for us? We took all of that stuff, put it in one suite. Yep. I'm like,
yeah,
dude.
And it's nice.
And I'm like, you beat me to it. So I came in February 6th was my first day in 2018. So I was there 1 month and 1 week, less than everybody else that was there since January 1st, and ended up being the number 1 guy out of 882 sales reps. Finally, the vice president at the vacation we get to go to, and I got the presidential suite and all that was kind of neat. He goes, how did you do this? And I said, I was selling this stuff 5 years before you guys were. Right. And I had assembled it all. I got to a point, and then lost a big client, decided if I'm going to chase. My mom's like, take the opportunity. The guy said, you'll make a nice 6-figure income if you just, I know what you know, come do this. He wanted me to work in his call center. I looked around. They have outside sales. That's what I'm doing. And I'm going, oh, this is the answer for all of our clients. And then they have a particular package. You start off at the low end. I won't even get all the specifics here, but low end package is so cheap. It's like half of a car payment. Not even a full car payment, right? And the next one up was close to what some people pay for a full car payment, unless you drive a nice car. It's like sometimes I've always got to have. I don't want to show up at a client's office with a car. They're like, this guy drives a clunker. He's going to sell me something. Yeah. So I tend to buy the lowest, the cheapest luxury car model, depending on what manufacturer. But you're talking anyway. So just give you some ballpark. But 200, 350, and 500 would be ballpark figures for car payments. That's about what we're talking about here. So, and the prices change. It's part of the reason we get that. But I want to give you a ballpark. But the next step up is something that's the average car payment, maybe half of a car payment, and it includes a website. Mm-hmm. And it includes all the other tools that I literally first thing I did when I started with the company was I said, I appreciate all the training. I loved the training. They gave me a lot of great training. That's what I did from end of December through February. Yeah. And then finally got in the field, and I said, I'm making my own little line sheet. Here's all the 13 items that they include in this thing. Yeah. And here's what they cost. Or the cheapest version of somebody else's product that competes with them very directly. It's not like this one does 5,000 and this one does 100. These are all doing the same things, and you're going to spend $1,000 to get all these, and you need them all if you're going to do this right. Most businesses don't. Amazon does it real well. Walmart's catching up with Amazon for the online. Best Buy, Target. You go down the list, and you've got to have all these things. They're all included, and it costs half of that for the high end one.
Right.
It includes a video shoot and a website and personal posting written for you. If we can talk about that, it's included in yours. So then we talk for a minute. You're like, sign me up.
Yeah.
That's like a no-brainer, and it's a professional, awesome-looking site,
Yep.
and all the other pieces you need. Tell us why you got most excited about what we were talking about right there.
I like it. I mean, first of all, I'll have a website. That's wonderful. But
So that I can send it to Brooke and say, Brooke,
right,
check out their
there
website.
you go. But I was on there playing around with it today, and I mean, it does everything for me. I can schedule from it. I can invoice from it. I can accept payments from it. I mean, you name it, I can do it from there. Let's see here. I mean, I know it does a ton of it. Gives me reminders. You name it, it does it.
So have you already loaded the app on your phone?
Oh yeah, I already got the app.
Ladies and gentlemen, Neil is like way
I'm
above
on
and
it.
beyond here.
I am on
He's downloaded the app. So how did you get the app? Did you find out about the app?
You?
Okay.
I just looked on the app store. Well, you told me about the company, and so I was just
Okay, because I didn't remember if I told you about the app or
I
if
can
you,
send
and
messages.
I think I might have
send
mentioned we have an
links.
app where you can manage almost
Right,
all
I
of
can
this.
create campaigns, send invoices, make appointments, accept payments. You name it, I can do it. And that's just some of the stuff. So, tells me about past due payments, keeps track of how much I made per week, per day, per month.
And
So,
you can hold that up for the cameras. Give somebody a little shot. They won't be able to read your data there, of course.
Yeah.
But here's this little app, all built
Can you
right
see it?
there in one. Yeah, your camera number, the middle camera there.
Middle camera.
All right, that's it, and that's just part of it. And literally run your business from the pocket of your hand.
Yeah, and that's
Palm of your
really when you're on the go, because I'm always on the go, always getting phone calls. So, and to have everything right here on my phone is so easy, because right now I have a planner, I set up appointments in there, and then I have an invoice little app, and so I mean, there's just it's everywhere. I'm scattered, but now I can do it all from right here. So,
And you can literally take payments.
Mm-hmm.
They can take your credit card. You don't even need to swipe her with it
Right.
now. It does it through the camera.
Yep.
And it still gives you that low 2.2 to 2.7% rate,
Yep.
which is pretty standard unless you've got some weird connection with
Right,
some
right.
of these guys. Oh, I'll get you 1.5. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever. But that's, I mean, look at the going rates. And an online portal that you can let
Yes.
people go to. And what we're going to show people a little bit here, and it's taking me a little time to get everything kind of pushed through, because I like to be on a little bit on the cutting edge to see, well, here's the technologies. But years ago, there was a company that started up called, and they're still around, they're the king right now with regard to funnels, sales funnels, funnel pages. A lot of people know what a sales funnel is, and that's just the idea that you put the word out to everybody at the top, and everybody hears about you, but only a certain percentage of people are interested.
Right.
And then they move to the next level of the funnel, and your funnel's going down. You're losing people to some they don't need anything picked up today, right?
Yep.
They don't need the Cardinal Cowboy to put you on their show. They
Yeah,
don't. They don't
right.
have a business, right? But the visit it goes down, and then those are show interest because they say, "Here's my information.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're interested," or "I'm calling you." And then the next one that says, "Okay, now we're really interested. Give me a quote." And then finally, at the bottom of the funnel is buy the product, right? And then there's a whole nother a follow-up funnel, which there's more money in the follow-up. Just understand that concept. But we're talking about a funnel page.
Yep.
And a funnel page, I'm going to show you live right here, ladies and gentlemen, on the screen. We're going to actually put it up on the screen here, and then we're going to make the screen take over, so you'll just see, you won't have to watch us sitting in front of it. Our little webcasting software will do this. How? Because I've talked to the powers that be, and they said, it's not anything, my company doesn't offer this, but I know where you can get an equivalent to ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is powerful. ClickFunnels is awesome. ClickFunnels is $97 a month. Just for the funnel software. And it does include a little bit of the back end stuff, but not all of what you need. And it certainly, value-wise, doesn't give you as much as what Thrive does. Thrive does not include the funnel.
Yep.
They do websites. Websites are good. You need that because you need people to understand that you exist, you're legitimate, you have a presence
Right.
on the internet, not just a Facebook page. Not against it, but you're starting up, getting going.
No, you're right though. You're right.
Time to step up
100%
to
right.
the next level. And so, but the funnel pages now, and I'm talking to web developers, and I'm talking to guys who are in the business for a long time, and they're like, "What do you mean? What's a funnel page?" I'm like, "Dude, pay attention to the stuff. This is 5 years old
You
now."
expect that from me.
I was like, yeah,
Not a web developer.
There's a delivery guy. He's going to tell you about funnels now because he heard about it from me. But here's not a delivery guy, the owner of a delivery company.
Hey, I'm still a delivery guy. I still get out there and do deliveries.
Still do the deliveries too, but he owns the company. So, bottom line is, these ClickFunnels are awesome. There's an alternative that a lot of the experts, go look at some of these experts. They're out on the interwebs too, and you follow these guys, just like you follow guys, a professional athlete that tells you how to be the best athlete. You follow a doctor that gives you. There's people out there talking about how to be the best internet marketing guy. And I'm coming up the ranks here, I think. I've done well. I'm number one guy in the second year of the company out of 1,800. We merged with the Yellow Pages, now bought them out. And I was number one overall because I didn't do as much of the print stuff because it's not my thing. But I still sold more revenue for our product happens to be called Thrive, Thryv. Number one guy, second year on. For somebody that sold more than me, but they sold the smaller accounts, I was saying I'd rather give somebody what they need personally. I felt and be able to better take care of them because when you've got a lot of smaller accounts, you get spread a little thin. And I'm not saying anything wrong with whatever's going that way, and maybe that can all be handled. And it's just different the way we manage it. I won't even name any names, but they've done real well, all different ways. And I'm like trying to say, well, this is why I justify not selling as many accounts. And and then when you look at the commission and the way it pays out, I think I did okay because it's according to the amount of revenue, not the amount of sales. So anyway. But the point is, bottom line is, none of this matters unless you got something that really helps a business. If you're not helping a business, just sell me whatever you got, and when it stops working or it doesn't work, I'm not going to use it, and I'm not going to pay for it anymore. So that's where I've really gone with this, and for a couple of years now, I've been helping and pushing to get these implemented and set up and strategized with a system. I've got my 6-step system. So let's do a quick share here. I'll share with everybody. We'll put it on the wall behind me, and what we're going to first show everybody is it's an alternative company, and all they offer is the funnel software. They have some other ancillary plug-in components, but they don't really. But the core thing that they've got is the funneling software. And so we're going to do a quick setup here and show everybody. And if there comes a time where I'm like, ooh, it's got Neil's personal information, it's got other information we shouldn't show, I'll just pause that part of the thing, and hopefully I think of that before it shows up on the video. Otherwise, the live stream, you're going to see it. If it's the recording, then we can go back and edit that later and post it differently. But live, we're on the live right here. So on the TV wall, you can see up here, we're going to go to where Neil's got his hosting set up. He does have a website that's coming. So if you look here, most people don't understand this, but if you do, you go to pick your domain name. We're helping Neil pick out some domain names, help him get that taken care of. Because pick up, done, pick up more. There was a bunch of names we looked at, and they're all taken. Yep. But then I think you said done, and that was taken. I said, what about pick up fast?
Yeah.
And so we ended up with pick up fast. And so you got that. You bought that domain, and then when you've got the hosting set up, now the way we're doing this for Neil, and I would recommend this for a lot of people is, and there's a reason for this. Why have 2 separate domains? Yep. And the primary reason is many times businesses are kind of embedded into their current web company, right? The web developer, their web guy, their nephew, their cousin, whoever it is, and it slows them down too dramatically. It takes too much time, too much hassle, too much consternation between I say it should be this, I should be that. The web developers very typically go, wait a minute, I'm losing business potentially by doing this. Let me shut this guy down and tell him why it doesn't work when they don't even know what they're talking about. I'm being serious, and it's just sad. But if they study this at all, and then they're going to go, well, I can do that for you. And then it slows them down even more. So typically we go with, here's your main website. Here is your information website. So we bought a domain called, Neil got a domain called PikUpFast.com. And that's where his main website's going to be. And part of that reason is because our company's sites do not incorporate this funnel software natively into them, which is totally fine. And you want to keep those separate, because now you can manage it separately. You know where it's coming from. It's not convoluted. Like that. There's a way to embed it, and there's some benefits of that too, cost benefit. But for what we're doing and the way this is being set up, you may have a website already. That's fine. Get a .info very often, same exact URL as far as the primary domain, .info instead of .com. So that's what we've got here. So that I helped Neil pick a hosting company, and it does just the hosting. Couple bucks a month, real inexpensive for that. And then the funnel software, that's the alternative to ClickFunnels, which ClickFunnels is awesome. The number one ClickFunnels guy in the world happens to be from St. Charles, Missouri. He's made more money using ClickFunnels than he does do mastermind stuff now too. And I'm trying to, but bottom line, ClickFunnels is great, a little pricey. This I can even show you where I helped to develop with a ClickFunnels friend of mine. He does everything on ClickFunnels, and I went into the software that I recommend, which happens to be called Thrive, Thrive, not with a Y. And they've been around since 2005. I've been using them since then, when I first was going with my stuff, and that's when they launched to compete. And now people think they're better. Depends. But anyway, this funnel software, I said, tell me the difference between these 2 pages, and I'll show you guys up here. I want you to see this. Maybe I'll put it on the screen so you can see it live. People are like, it's the same exact page. I made the same exact thing, ClickFunnels versus this. This one costs $20 a month for 15 websites. This one costs $97 a month. And and there's a few things it's got that could probably match it, but it's already 5 times as more expensive. Then when you add on the back end is where the money's at, the follow-up, the things where they go into a system.
Yeah.
Our system combined ends up being less, and it costs less, and it gives you a lot more. So here we go. Sorry for that diatribe, but I want to get people to understand. PikUpFast, PIK, up, FAST.info/ it's cPanel. And because this has already been set up, you can see then we'll log in here. And now I'm going to switch over, and I've got a screen, and we'll do this to share. I'm going to make sure this is all live and ready to go. There it is. Yep. So, and it forwards on to the port, which is port 2083. So you're not going to see where it says cPanel anymore. And we're going to set up Neil's installation of the Thrive funnel. We're going to make a little funnel for him right now, live for you guys. So let me switch with my super cool software configurator here, and we switch over to this screen. See, I'm going to bring my audio. I'm going to actually turn my audio down now before I switch to that, because it's whenever I have a graphic up. For whatever reason, this is a little technical thing. We'll have to figure that out. And now see my audio goes way up, and I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go turn it down so we're not blasting people out. And we'll do that here. All right, so I think we're good with our audio levels. Look good, and people tell me if not. Maybe we'll do a quick check here to see what they sound like. Hopefully we catch up here. We'll have to figure that out. And I'll get that. There we go. Oh wow, yeah. Turn it down. Yeah, so that's pretty loud. Okay, so we're good. We got that. We want everybody to hear this. So here we go. So now we're on the cPanel behind us. We're going to switch to where it takes over our screen. And then I'm going to switch it to the, so let's make this one live. Here we go, ladies and gents. You're going to see my video editing software for a split second, and then we'll, yeah, it's kind of coming in. So we just got to switch. While I type in this password, which you won't see because it's on a different screen. Haha. I will go in here and put in a password I recommend that we set up temporarily to get things going.
Yeah, I know that password.
That's okay. Does that make sense? Can you remember that?
Yeah.
And here I'll do another. Give me a jot down for me so that it's not said out loud as if, because I mean, it's not like even if they had this they still wouldn't know, but go ahead and jot down for me an email address for yourself. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So what we're doing now is we're setting up his WordPress site. And then in minutes, we're going to have funnel software set up. And in a few minutes after that, we're going to have a complete funnel put in place. And I want you guys to see the difference with funnels versus websites. And it's 4 times the conversion rate. 4 times. So let's go with that. Okay. So I'm going to put there. Are you sure that's a same? Was it? No, I'm just joking. That's a,
hold on, let me see it now.
no, I'm joking. Totally joking. So I'm going to put in this as this. So this ends up being your logon and password reset stuff. That's why part of why the reason you don't want this to be seen.
Right.
And so, as if, like I said, they're going to have to reset it, and it's going to reset to you anyway. So then they have to hack your account.
Mm-hmm.
A little easier. Just if they wanted to know your email, they could probably find an email. That's why we use a passive email that won't be used primarily for this anyway. So I got that right.
Yep.
Football Star 97. No, I'm
you go.
totally
Yep.
making that
Yep.
up. That's just throwing
I
off.
even knew my number. Look at that.
Right. Okay, so there we go. And I'm going to go back over here. Yeah, and so now we can switch over to the screen, and I'm going to click the install, and I can show you guys back on the screen what we've got going on here, because I've scrolled past where the, should at least, all right, so there we go. So let's go back over here, and behind the scenes. And so Neil and I are looking at our, behind us you just see, and we can even update over here. Might as well show you that. We'll go up here. Here is, bam, there's the website. A few minutes ago, no website. Now, a templated website. Nothing about his company in there yet, but it's all set up. Now the easy part is going in and modifying it and changing the stuff. But we're going to replace this with a funnel page. Like, we'll show you funnel pages. I'm going to give you a quick look at a funnel page, and there are tons of them out there. Here's one that I would argue, and I help the developer that I referred, because he does this specific niche, is a buddy of mine for 15 years now, 13 years, and he made what you're going to be confused as to how this page is any different. So if you look at that page, I'm going to share this back up to our screen so everybody can see it live on the screen in front of us. But and I'll put those both up there. There, I got 3 monitors here technically, so let me switch between them all. So I'll copy this just so I can get this open over here, and I'll go up here. A shortcut for a new tab is Control T. There we go, and there's that one. All right, there we go. And I want to switch back over here. I'll get into my email because I don't even know this URL my buddy gave me. It was long and hard to figure out, but I'm just going to copy and paste it. We're not sharing the screen. You guys are still looking at us. Appreciate you guys again being tuned in to us here. But let me go here.
At least we're pretty to look at, I guess.
Yeah, at least we're both good looking guys. At least 50% chance, right?
Right.
All right, and so here it is. I believe it's this one. And it's got a number on it. And as I say, cool, nice stuff, ways to make this more direct, etc. That's not what we're talking about right now. But here, okay, and I want you guys to look here. Let's see if I got it right. Yes, I did. And I'm going to go over here and go to this page. Well, it's this over here on the big screen behind me. And now tell me, you guys, if you think, tell me the difference between that page and this page. Okay, so here's our funnel behind me. I'll scroll through it here to see it on the TV wall. And I'm going to change it on to where you see it live. It's all isolated on our own. Look at this one. Tell me the difference. I happen to know a couple of differences. One, the font here is a little bit different, thicker font than that one. A little more spaced out. So you look at it now, you start to notice it. But not a whole lot of difference for what you're talking about. Another one is it's hard to put this text inside of this underneath here for the button to submit, and so it ends up being text underneath it. But outside of that, there literally is no, and because the guy made the first one, we just could easily duplicate the stuff that he created for him. And now they've got a funnel page inside their website in this case, and this is a marketing site that's separate from their main site. Similar strategy. And we're about to do the same thing over here. So let's go back over to our computer screen. We've got up here. Yeah, and now I can share this. Okay, so let's switch back. We'll show you guys. And Neil, I don't want you to switch businesses again. I mean, you're like, I can make a lot of money. I'm learning a lot here, right?
Right.
But no, I want everybody to understand this stuff. This is important for businesses to know. So here we are, and I switch back to. I try to think sometimes, and then nothing happens. It's one of my standard jokes. But the desktop, yeah, it's already up here. So I just got to do my slider over. So. Just back up here because I don't want to give away any trade secrets. But in a minute, you'll see I'm going to have it where it's installed, and I don't want to give away. So here we go. Here's where we log in to a normal WordPress website. And I've got here. So this is the part I don't want to show, and there might be another couple along the way, but because it's just business information that nobody gives out. They pass it around all the time to us web developer guys and say, just go log into my stuff.
Yeah, fix this. Here's what. Just do this.
Right, and it's like, well, we will, but okay. Super football player 97. No, I'm joking. That's not what it says.
It's close though.
Very close. It's applicable. It's just not what we put.
Yeah.
Notice they never say kicker when they do that. All right, I got that right. And so we click login. So now we're logged in to the WordPress site. So we'll share this with you a little bit. And I guess, yeah, that's up there. We already get, yeah, that's the password's the key part. Here we go. So somebody really wants to spend their time hacking this little website, knock yourself out.
Yeah, have fun.
You've only got part of it. You don't have the long part, and it's going to take you a long time and not worth your time. Now, if this is Budweiser.com, people will spend a lot of time trying to hack that. So anyway, let's go over here. We'll switch it up again. and I are sitting with our pretty faces in front of the TV.
Magic.
There you go. And back over here, now I'm going to add in another plugin. So I at least did show you how to add a plugin. So I'm going to click add. And this one I go, and yeah, what's on the screen here? I want to double check that I'm not sharing anything. So I go here, and yeah, our active screen is that. Okay, good. So you upload. We are going to upload, and I have to go get it. And I think I have this little plugin available because it allows once the customer's got this plugin, then it goes out to their account with this company, Thrive Architect, and it says yes. So now you've got the license for this. You can install this on your site, and like Neil knows, it's $20 a month, but allows him 15 websites for that price. So, but it's worth it because we might do multiple sites. I mean, there's a lot of kinds of things you can do, but for $20, unlimited, blows away anything else. So go here to the downloads, and I'm gonna just type this in. This PC was recently rebuilt. And I don't see. I'm trying to think. But what I'm doing behind the scenes right now is going out to get that plugin for him. So, bottom line. So there's plugins are an element that allows you to essentially plug in any kind of special component to a website. So if you've got a form submission, or if you've got a slider across the top of your screen, those are usually done with what's called plugins, and what they are is just essentially little applications that run on your website. And so once you've got those, it does all kinds of nifty little things. And then you can connect them with your database and connect them with all kinds of cool stuff. And that makes life just a whole lot easier so that you can not have to program with HTML these things. That costs a lot and gets a lot expensive. 15 years ago, that's the way you had to do it. Nowadays, not so much. And so that's how it's done right now. Yeah, I can tell. It wasn't put on this machine yet. So there we go. Now we do have it. So we're going to go back over here. And we're going to click choose plugin. And go to it's in the downloads, which is always where it goes. And so we should be able to, there we go. So I can put this back up on the screen for you guys to see, and then you'll be able to tell how this goes from here at this point on, because we got everything with regard to the accounts to tied. This are all not being shown right now. So let me go back over here. We're going to switch to our computer screen. Everybody can see. share anything we don't want shared. So we're getting good at our switching now here. So I go here.
Okay.
I have to go to product manager. I do have to go into and log into the account. And it's going to do that. And then it's going to say, very cool. Okay. Yeah. And yeah, it does show some other information that I'm not going to give away right now.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. And two components. Thrive Architect, and we end up hooking you up with Thrive Optimize too. Okay, so the Optimize does cost a little bit more, but allows you to compare it. A/B split testing is one of the key things that business owners need to do. A/B split testing. That means you have A and B. They look almost identical, but this one has a bigger font. This one says something different, like free admission. This one says buy one, get one free. Whatever the difference is, you figure out which one is doing better by split testing those two. So we're going to have Thrive Optimize. That was a good decision to get that. So we'll go. Now these have both been activated again. Again, I don't want to share that screen because it does show a little bit about his Thrive account that he's accessing us with. So let's go back to pages now. And I'm going to hit F5. And we should have a little option now. It says edit this page. And if you would like to, oh, wait a minute. Did I actually do
I
this?
hope my wife is watching so she can do this stuff for me.
Well, the cool thing, this is all being recorded.
Right.
And now we'll be able to share this video. And it's also got a hard copy on my computer here too. So now we got people chiming in that I didn't tell about this show. So okay, we are updating and we're doing a plugin install just like you would do a normal plugin install. And it's in processing, putting these plugins on the site. They do it with a product manager first. It says here's what you have access to, and then they've got a bunch of. But these are the two key components that you really need. So there we go. So now we go back to pages, and there it is. It's a success. And I'm going to show you guys how it looks different now. So let's switch this back over. There we go. All right, so look what we've got on the screen. Neil gave me his image as part of our presentation that we put on the wall behind it. It's just a PowerPoint. But I'm going to go hit, I should be able to go switch over to it. There we go. Control F5 is the shortcut to launch, and it launches from that page. So this wall is big enough that you can stand up if you want. I'm going to see how tall you are compared to what. Okay, and I'm doing this with, ladies and gents, with my little.
I want to get out of the way here. Phone number.
Why don't we, for purposes, let's move those chairs out real quick.
All right.
Just slide them over here. Jump over them. On my way back.
Or would this one be in the way?
Nope, you're good. The angle comes so sharp because it's angled, this camera. And you can literally, I'll frame you up here.
All right.
So move in, there you're good right there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this to video. All right, so give us a quick, what's your service, how would you get somebody, now we're going to, because I don't want to edit it, so I'm going to start it.
Oh, you don't want to edit it?
I don't want to have
that's
to,
no fun.
at least not for this purpose, but.
All right.
So
Well,
if you would like, if you need your stuff picked up, you know.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Right.
man, you're putting me on the spot. This is rough. This is worse than being on here.
You need to, here we go, 1, 2, 3.
If you need your stuff picked up right, oh shoot, I don't know.
Okay, that's all right.
If you need your stuff picked up on demand right when you purchase it, call Pickup on Demand and we'll deliver it same day.
Call.
Call 636-696.
Call or text.
Call or text 636-696-5793.
Okay, you got it now. And we're going to do multiple tries
Yeah.
if we need to. Here we go. Ready?
Are we gonna hold on? Are we gonna do it again?
Yep, we're going to do it again.
All right, hold on. All right.
I'll go 1, 2, 3. All right, 1, 2, 3.
All right. You want to get that newly
All right,
purchased couch?
I'm going to stop it again.
All right, yeah.
Because otherwise I got to edit.
They were probably all laughing.
That's all right. People, see guys, everything these actors, they do
Oh.
sometimes 40 times.
You're right.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
You need a way to get that newly purchased couch or furniture home? Call Pickup on Demand for same day delivery. Call or text 636-696-5793.
Okay, cool.
Bam.
We'll use that, and now I want to do one more time. Get a little stutter in there, and talk about or just about anything else you need picked up or delivered, because it's not just
For just a newly purchased item.
yeah. It could be like they've got
You need a truck?
yeah. There you
Right.
go. Or something, or just about anything you need delivered, right? Because it could be like I have
Yeah.
a new feather bed I
Right,
can't fit
right.
in my car, and so all right, 1, 2, 3.
For any newly purchased item that you can't fit in your car and you need a truck, call Pickup on Demand. 636-696-5793 for same day delivery.
There we go.
There we go. Check
right.
that out. It only took like 7 times.
Yeah, that's very good. So now, ladies and gents, you can see how easy this stuff is produced, especially when you have a TV wall that makes it look pretty cool on the back end. And so what I'm literally going to do, and I'll do this, doesn't matter if it's my YouTube channel. It could long term you wouldn't necessarily want that, but for what we're doing. So I'm literally going to take this video now from my phone. I could have done it on the computers and all that stuff, but since we're live streaming, can't really do it. But I'll just give you a quick.
For any newly purchased item that you can't fit in your car and you need a truck, call Pickup on Demand. 636-696-5793 for same day delivery.
Hey, there we go.
All right, so now we got the video. It's going to go on this Facebook funnel page. I just got to get it uploaded. So now let me go back to, on my phone, I've got an Android. I go to today. That's the most recent one, and that's fast and to the point. I still go.
Right.
I go share, and I go up to and it's the last down here because it's alphabetical. YouTube. So it's going to put on my page. If we logged in and do
Right.
So I'll say PIK up on, and we could edit this later too. And this won't even show up on this. It does embed stuff, but anyway, for what we're trying to do, okay. Delivered. DELIVERD.
There you go.
Oh boy, it didn't.
Who would have thought it would be so hard to make a statement like that
Exactly.
on camera? You know what I mean?
There we go. I am going to put that here. So this is important little data, metadata for them to pick up. So if somebody's searching and they see it, blah, blah, better to do it up front right away. So
Right.
make slave, there we go. I'm just going to copy that and make that description also. So it's the title and the description. Click upload. And through the interwebs, with our live stream going through the same feed right now, it'll come up there. Now, I do know that link will actually be available even though the video isn't, faster than it would take to get the video available. So while I'm doing something here on the other computer webs, I'm going to show you guys how we get this video. And that wasn't what I wanted. We got to go This one? Okay, we'll go here. And I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to my channel. Go to your channel. And I don't know this shows up yet. I know what if I was doing it from the computer, blah, blah. But yeah, so it hasn't shown up just yet. There's a way to get into that. But it's such a small video that it should come back pretty quick. It locked on me here. 98% uploaded already. 99. Processing has started. I'm going to hit an F5. So let me show you guys where I'm getting this on my YouTube channel. You could do this on your YouTube channel. So we'll switch over to what you're going to see on the screen. There we go. It looks like it's there now. And so videos. Well, I know I can go to YouTube Studio and go to videos.
There it is.
Was it there? It was on the dashboard?
Yeah.
Okay, so there it is. This one abandoned because for whatever that was.
There it is,
This
right
thing
above
didn't
it there.
work. Yeah, this one is the one I'm getting rid of this now because the video got corrupted. I was so mad that hadn't happened before. But I tried to upload it and it can't be viewed.
Oh,
I tried watching it with the viewer stuff. Anyway, not a big deal. Duplicate. So here we are. So let me show you guys where we went for this.
Did you copy it?
And so now I'm going to show people. I'm going to switch everybody over here. So watch how we get back to our own video that we produced and now was done on our phone, uploaded to my YouTube channel, is available through the studio and probably through my live videos now because we found it in the studio while it's actively being worked on. It shows up as my videos that are completed a few minutes later. If it was a larger video, it would have taken more time than that. But let's switch. All right. So Neil, what do you think?
It was great.
Is that cool?
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Is that a little much?
It was great.
It was good?
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely enjoyed it.
So now you have a full funnel side set up right now. Pick up fast. See, that's what I'm telling you, man. It's how people are. They don't remember things 2 seconds ago. You got to be in front of them on a consistent basis. You got to be in their phone. You've got to be the one that sends them an email saying, by the way, Mother's Day, by the way, Father's Day, by the way, special. Is it coincidence that the entire year there's some holiday just about every month that ties into our economic system? I don't think that's an accident. So
it has to. Keep that money going.
So, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my buddy Neil Shaw. Neil and I played football together for the. There we saw him. He's in. I'll even pull this one down to show everybody. We played together on the champion.
That probably has all the great people in it. Right?
Yeah, we had guys that played former NFL Bears, college Mizzou. But yeah, there we are. I'm laying down in the front. Over here somewhere. There's another angle of this picture.
I'm behind Troy's big head, I think.
And I'm down. I'm right there, and Neil is back over there. So, but take a look at that one. National champs. We got lots of these rings. We're kind of a big deal. But that's where you get to meet some of your best friends in the whole wide world.
Oh yeah.
And do stuff. Pick up on demand delivery the same day. PikUpFast.com and his special offers page. PikUpFast.info.
Yep.
And all just like that, you're all set. Within one show while we were explaining everything.
Here we are.
Thank you, bro.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Anything else you want to talk about?
No,
you got it?
I mean, that's it.
Whew. All right. Just like
Thank
that.
you, guys.
Doesn't take months. Doesn't take web developers years and weeks and millions of dollars. It's pretty straightforward. You just got to know who to talk to. And hopefully we've helped a lot of people understand how easy this is to do and how effective. Look up the stats. Figure out how much more effective. ClickFunnels doesn't grow from ground zero, I didn't finish that statement, to a $360 million company in 5 years because it doesn't work.
Yep.
But they're not the only answer out there. I would say strongly advocate, use ClickFunnels if you have nothing else. Use Thrive Architect and let me help you set up the back end, which is much more important. It's the follow-up that can quadruple your sales. Not everybody comes in the first day and buys what you want. They show interest. They give you your contact information. 9 out of 10 actually won't buy from you. You lost track that it was even 9 out of 10. You got the one sale. That's what you were focused on. These other 9 out of 10 disappeared. You didn't follow up with them a week later, 2 weeks later, a month later, a year, and you never got them. But if you just got 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of them, you're doubling, tripling, quadrupling your sales just because you followed up.
Hold on, before we go though,
Yes.
I switched the camera because you weren't here and I was nervous as hell.
Oh, is that what happened?
Change it.
I got you. No, that's fine. Okay, now I thought I did that. I was like, oh, okay. No, I was taking.
Well, I didn't know. I
hit
didn't
the
know if
wrong-
it was on me, and so I was looking. Then I hit it, and I was like, "Is it on me?" And I got quiet. I'm like, "I don't know if it's on me." So
Well,
then I
and I
hit it
should have
again.
told you. So, ladies and gentlemen, my first ever guest producer was in the house
here?
producing the show. Well, we had some little something going on outside. I was going to ask about that later. But it's the red one is the active one.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Well, that makes
so there's
sense.
red, there's green, and then one that's not even. The green is actually the second one that's going to be used.
I figured the green one was the active.
Yeah,
one.
the green is what's up next, and there's a switcher on this thing that I don't ever
Gotcha.
use. I just switch between them. It's like those DJ guys. So they
Right.
pressing the button to play this song, and it looks just like that. I'm like, yeah, I'm a DJ too. But anyway, all right, ladies and gentlemen, pick up on demand.
Thank you.
My buddy Neil Shaw. I'm getting over here to my controls. There's another shortcut thing that we're going to get for that. So I can just press the buttons on my phone. I've got it. I just haven't said it. Neil Shaw, owner, pick up on demand, PikUpFast.com, PikUpFast.info, secret place where you get special deals.
Special deals.
Awesome.
Free deliveries.
Hey, we're going to give away contests for some free delivery. That's what we talked about before. Contests generate a ton of leads. Contests have been done forever. Remember they used to put your name in a fishbowl? They gave a free lunch to one person, but 150 people put their fishbowl, put their name in the fishbowl. Those other 149 people just became people you follow up with to say, hey, you didn't win the free lunch, but would you like a discount on this? Or would you like a banquet? And it's not just restaurants. They do vacations. They do all kinds of stuff to give away to get people to come up to the business. And once you've got their attention, it's always who gets the most attention wins. That's what I've learned with this Cardinal Cowboy
That's
thing.
right.
All right, everybody. Thanks you guys for tuning in. Neil, you're awesome, brother.
Hey, I appreciate you.
Feel the rings. You've got a few of those yourself. All right.
Got a few.
All right,
I
everybody.
mine up here.
You should. Next time we'll have you on. Definitely bring the ring.
All right, we'll do.
Bring the rings, as they say. All right, brother. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you very soon. Cardinal Cowboy Show.
That was fun. So enjoyable.
You like that?